All right, guys. Before I put my gas pedal back in, I think I've decided I want to modify this. This is just sharp, punched out metal, and they just rammed some kind of sheet metal screw through it. And it's already starting to pucker around the screws. I mean, 240,000 miles on this vehicle, right? So it makes sense. It's a little puckered around the screws. So I think what I want to do is I want to hog that out for a machine type screw and maybe put a backing plate on there to kind of help stiffen that area up. It's pretty stiff because it's got all these bends and curves right next to it, around it, you know. But like I said, it's still puckering in around where it was screwed in. And let's just stiffen that up so we just know it's good to go for the future, right? Plus with machine screws, I can take them in and out and not have to worry about these threads stripping. Because anytime you just run a sheet metal screw through some sheet metal, it cuts new threads and you end up wearing the hole out eventually if you take them in and out too much. So, you know me, I can't leave anything alone. So let's mess with it. All right, so what I've done is I've grabbed some 1/4-20 machine bolts, and I'm going to put a nutsert in there. Nutsert's a brand name, by the way, like Kleenex or Q-tips. They're threaded inserts, threaded rivets, if you will. So that's what we're going to put in there, and as you can see, they're way bigger than that hole. So I'm going to go ahead and keep going until we knock all this exterior shrapnel off of there. And then we'll open up the hole to the perfect size, and then we'll make our backing plate. Pretty good, pretty good. There we go. Okay. All right, I know a step drill works better in sheet metal, but let's try this one. Perfection. All right. All right, now let's test fit real quick, make sure those holes stayed in the right place. I'll just stick this up there. This is our gas pedal assembly. I'll just stick that up there. Put some bolts through it. Make sure they all fit. Yep, plenty of room. All right, we're good. Now, what I mentioned was putting a backing plate on there. I could just put those nutserts right into this sheet metal, but it's still going to pull on it the way that was pulling before. So I think I want to put a metal plate on there and kind of like I did here and see what that does. See if we can, yeah, make that just a little more reinforced right there. Not that it totally needs it, but it can't hurt, right? So I think we're going to do this with tape, and I'm going to do things a little different. Usually I make the plate first, and then after the plate's made, I'll worry about getting the holes in the perfect spot. But I think this time I'm going to drill the holes first and then make the plate look pretty around it. So let's get some tape on here. And then we'll go inside. We'll mark our holes. Actually, a smarter way would probably be to just do this. Yeah. All right, now we got a plate made. Ish. Now we got a template for our plate. All right, let's peel that off of there. Nicely done. Now we just need a piece of sheet metal and more trimming and cutting like we always do. All right, we have a piece left over from our panel we made. I'll just use this. That way it's good enough, I think. Doesn't have to be much bigger than the bolt hole, so we'll just use this. All right, there we go. Get you guys a little closer look. All right, that is fitting. So what we got to do now is I just got to trim that thing up, make it look pretty, and then that'll be our backer for the fuel pedal, which doesn't need a backer, but we're going to put one on there anyway. I'm going to cut that 90-degree off too, even though I know that would give it more structure, because I just don't know if that's going to get in the way of anything else, and I don't feel like doing more modifications later. So We'll just knock that off of there. We'll make it just a flat plate just to help support the riv nuts. And yeah, we should be done here pretty soon.